everyone. This is just a quick update video to let you guys know what I've been doing with the bus the last few weeks. I'm getting very close to the finish line with this bus build. It's been an epic project. The build is basically done. I built my last cabinet door today, and the past few weeks I've been doing a whole bunch of little jobs, all the finishing touches to get this bus build finished, and I'm just about ready to start moving my stuff in. I tidied up the area around the windows where you can still see some of the original frame of the bus. So the first thing I did was paint the whole lot with Penetrol just to protect it from rust and also to act as a bit of a primer. And once the Penetrol had cured, I went along and filled all the little holes and gaps in the frame with Sika just to seal them all up. And then I painted it all with 2 coats of Rustic enamel. I got rid of the original rubber trim that was around all the windows when I stripped the bus out a few years ago. It was really old and manky and it had started to deteriorate. So I ended up buying some new trim, and last week I finally got around to installing it. It was not an easy job. I think the trim that I bought was probably a fraction too small, but I managed to get it to fit in the end, and I'm pretty happy with how it turns out. It just finishes off the windows nicely, makes the whole area look neater. The next job I tackled was to cover up all the gaps between the ceiling and the top of the walls. Originally I was going to use timber trim molding for this, but it was just too hard to find pieces to fit because of all the different angles and curves. A couple of people suggested that I use rope, and I really loved this idea, so that's what I decided to go with. Not only is it great for fitting all the curves, but it also fits in with the rustic look of my bus. So the way I did it was I just did little sections at a time. So I applied a fairly thick bead of the glue and pressed the rope into that. And then I used nails. So I used flathead brad nails to also help hold the rope in place. I'm using a hole punch here just because it was very hard with the angle of the ceiling here to get the hammer close enough to hit the nail all the way in without scuffing up the front of my cabinets. So I just found using the nail punch really helped to get the nail in without marking the cabinets too much. I was able to use timber molding pieces to finish off the corners and the edges around all the wall cladding. And I also finally got around to finishing off the cladding at the very back of the bus around the rear door. I had, because of the curve of the wall, there were some quite large gaps that were still visible. So I put a little bit of extra cladding using the scraps that I had left over of the tongue and groove boards and finished it off with a bit of corner moulding trim. This was a very awkward area to frame out when I was building because of all the different curves and angles that are in this section of the bus, but I'm pretty happy with how it's turned out, and I think I've managed to hide the gaps pretty well. I also used the original door panel that was on the inside of the rear door as a template to make a new one out of 3mm ply that would better match my decor. And I took an old framed mirror off an antique dresser and turned it into the cabinet door for my bathroom vanity. I put up a few hooks in the entry stairwell so I could hang coats and hats on there. And one on the other side for Pepper's harness and lead. I installed this little reading light above my bed, and I put a couple of towel rails in. There's one in the kitchen for tea towels, and I put another one in the bathroom for a hand towel above the vanity. I still have a few little bits and pieces to finish off. I want to put some more hooks up for extra storage of different things, but I'm going to wait until I've actually been living in the bus for a little while to get an idea of exactly what else I need to hang things. So I'll be doing that at some stage. I also need to organise what I'm doing about my pop-up shower and make a decision about that. So I need to do a few little bits and pieces to organise that. But again, I don't need to do that before I actually move in. That can be done down the track when I've got more of an idea of what I want to do with that. So we're almost done, guys. I really have just two big jobs left to do to finish off the bus. One is the curtains. I want to put up some curtains inside in the living area and also some reflective window coverings in the front cab area. So I still need to do that. And I also at some stage want to paint the outside of the bus, which is going to be a very big project. I'm not sure when I'll be doing that, hopefully in the next few months. But I don't need to have that done before I actually move in. So the next project will be doing the curtains. And then once that's done, I will be ready to move my stuff into the bus. I can't believe I'm saying that. It's been so long getting to this point. I'm getting really excited, actually. Thank you to everyone who's been following along and watching my videos up until this point. Stick around because it won't be too much longer when I'll be able to give you guys a full tour of the finished bus. See you next time.